You growing up in a household where you got brothers and sisters, you got your parents, maybe your mother, your father, and some of us get raised by our siblings. But if you growing up in a household, you realize that that is the first domain where you get to learn responsibility. When we young, we don't like doing chores. We'd rather give ourselves over to distractions, having fun, right? But then as we get older, we start to see how important it is to just take care of things that we could take care of in the moment to give us time to do other things later on. But if you in a household where your parents don't put pressure on you to clean the dishes, your parents don't put pressure on you to make up your bed when you wake up in the morning, your parents don't put pressure on you to mop the floor, to sweep around, clean the kitchen, clean around the house. You grow up, that extends and reverberates into your adulthood. But I know you're not like that. I know you got to realize the importance of taking care of what needs to be taken care of. And you get to see that from the saying, a stitch in time saves nine, you get to realize that just by you doing basic chores, taking care of that which needs to be taken care of when the need arises, you sustain the longevity, you preserve the newness, the richness of whatever it is that you're taking care of. And if you don't take care of it, it depreciates in value. You already got to see that what you appreciate does not depreciate quickly. Now, let's take it a step further. We're looking at this earth as a divine inheritance. This is our temporary house. God has allowed for us to inhabit this planet temporarily. And we do know that there are a list of chores that if our parents who came in are not conscious of that innate responsibility to take care of the creation, then it depreciates. And then we get to a point where we don't appreciate nature, but we start to appreciate the artificial version of what we create. And then we downlook God's precious creation because we're not maintaining, we're extracting from it, we're benefiting from it, but we are not maintaining it. And I know you, being a child of the divine, you realize that when it comes to extending your hand, lending a hand to helping, it is not a burden, especially when you are doing it with God in mind. God has entrusted a responsibility upon each and every one of us. Let us set religion aside. Let us set what the Bible said and all of that. We all know that when we take care of what needs to be taken care of, it takes care of us, right? If you grew up on the farm, I grew up on the farm, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't like going to the farm. My granddad had goats, and he entrusted the responsibility of taking care of the goats upon me, my brothers, my cousins. And we did not really like doing it. But as I got older, I got to see that once we carry on with the responsibility of taking care of what has been entrusted upon us, it shows that we respect the Creator. We respect our parents, right? It shows that we have this inner love. But when we disregard it, it also speaks in its own volume. I got to see how important it is for us to not be so caught up in the superficial, but to remember that we have a divine responsibility to cater, to look after what God has placed as a gift for each and every one of us. Because if we truly cannot cater, if we truly cannot look after what God has blessed us with, then how can we really say we love Him? We can go to church every Sunday. We can go to the mosque. We can pray 5 times a day if we need to. But if we are not echoing that basic principle of just loving not just one another, but the creation, then can we really say that the love of the Father is in us? Like Yeshua said, how can we say we love Him, but we cannot even extend that love to that which is close to us? And we're all guilty. This is just a friendly reminder that we have to take care of what God has entrusted us to take care of. And it is a daily thing. We push ourselves daily. When we wake up, we brush our teeth. When we wake up, we take a shower. We do laundry, we clean the clothes, right? That is part of sustaining and maintaining what God has blessed us with. And then that echoes into our environment. We become a little bit more conscious that the responsibility does not stop with us just taking care of ourselves, right? And there's so many different ways that we can go about doing it. I don't want this video to sound preachy, because I already know you're doing the work. So this is just a friendly reminder to keep doing the work, because it is very, very important, especially in these days that we're in. We got people that love animals more than they love humans, right? And I'm not trying to sound like I'm judging, but we have to be honest with ourselves. This is the age that's calling for us to be honest with ourselves, right? There is a lot of people in the world that are extending love towards animals, but then they downlook that which was made in the image of the Father, that which truly reflects them. And so I'm saying we can do better. And how do we go about it? We must ground ourselves from within and be honest with ourselves from within. Yeah. We must really ask ourselves what really matters and whose responsibility is it? Right? Is it the government's responsibility? Does the government have to remind us to do certain things? Do we still need our parents to continually remind us? Or do we now start to ask ourselves, how can we individually contribute? What is it that we could do individually? A lot of times we like to put stuff off, but now we're starting to realize that it is coming down to us. Where's our thoughts at? Are we factoring in that maybe we're spending a lot of time thinking? Maybe we're spending a lot of time projecting thoughts and comments and energy and emotion into the digital space. And we're not seeing that there is a whole external life that the Creator established for us to live in and interact in and benefit from it, right? There is so much that is yet to be revealed. So much that is yet to be revealed for the children of the Most High to step in consciously and inherit that which was meant for them, and to not be caught up in this mental fog, to not subject their divinity to that which is psychologically imprisoning them. There is so much that is yet to be revealed. And in truth, Yahshua revealed it to the foolish already. It is just left for the children to step in and claim their divinity. Because if you don't claim your divinity, you can't even begin to take care of that which comes with you claiming your divinity. If the earth is meant for the righteous to inherit, that means they must first claim their father. And if you don't claim your father, you cannot claim your inheritance. Your inheritance comes from you claiming the Father. So how can we begin to take care of what our Father left for us? How can we begin to claim it if in spirit we don't even claim Him? In spirit we don't even accept Him. And we're seeing that in these days that we are in, as the children of the Most High are rising up, we first have to claim our Father. And after that, the inheritance that He got for us would be ours. Our name is already on it, right? There's so much that we've been subjected to, and it's just because we've not fully stepped into our divinity. But once you step in, and once again, like I said, this ain't about religion, right? We're not saying you gotta be Muslim, you gotta be Christian, you gotta be Hindu. We're saying just remember that you are an offspring of greatness. You an offspring of the greatest, actually. And once we remember that, we remember the chores. We remember who we are, where we're from, where we're going, and what we're supposed to be doing. I'm not going to get this video to run too long. I appreciate each and every one of y'all for staying through to the very end. Like I said, this is just a friendly reminder, because I know y'all are doing the work, and I know y'all are doing the work in anticipation. But as you anticipating, just know that Yahshua been here in the Word. He never left. If the Word lives in you, then Yahshua is with you. And so the promise that came with Him is already with you. Once you step in, realize it, and live it in real time. That's part of integrating your awakening, right? Like I said, we're not going to get the videos to go too long. I love y'all. Stay blessed out there. I appreciate you more than you begin to imagine, for real, because the days that we are in, it's not just about dialoguing. It's about us really letting the frequencies marinate within us so we can reverberate it accordingly to bring about the kingdom that is within each and every one of us. Until next time, y'all stay blessed. Peace.